So before we begin with Ramana's words, I would just invite you all to find a comfortable way to sit and just notice how your breath is breathing itself. It takes no effort on your part for this life-giving breath to continue. And perhaps like the breath is just happening, so many other things in life are just happening that we attribute to some separate somebody. So for the beginning of our meditation time today, I'm going to read some quotes from Ramana Maharshi. This is the anniversary of his Mahasamadhi, April 14th. And the first quote is, "True meditation comes when there is no meditator. True meditation contains no meditator." So I would say, while you might imagine you are the meditator, perhaps like the breath, meditation is just happening, and it contains no separate meditator. And in the words that he used to invite himself to meditation, Ramana said, "Enter with love the temple that is your own heart." Enter with love the temple that is your own heart, silently allowing the deep within to flow on and into the deep beyond. Enter with love the temple that is your own heart, silently allowing the deep within to flow on and into the deep beyond. The heart is ever open to you if you care to enter it, ever supporting all your movements, even when you are unaware. The self is the heart. The heart is the only reality. The mind is only a transient phase. To remain as the self, capital S, is to enter the heart. The heart is ever open if you care to enter it, ever supporting all of your movements, even when you are unaware. The self is the heart. The heart is the only reality. The mind is only a transient phase. To remain as the self is to enter the heart. The self is where there is absolutely no I thought. That is called silence. The self itself is the world. The self itself is I. The self itself is God. All is the self. What exists in truth is the self alone. You are the self. You are already and eternally that. There is never a moment when the self is not. It is ever present, here and now. There is no reaching the self. If the self were to be reached, it would mean that the self is not here and now, and that it should be gotten anew. What is gotten afresh will also be lost, so it will be impermanent. What is not permanent is not worth striving for. So I say, the self is not reached. You are the self. You are already that. The ultimate truth is so simple. It is nothing more than being in one's natural, original state. All that is required to realize the self is to be still. What can be easier than that? The Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness alone is the sole requisite for the realization of self as God. If you remain still, without paying attention to this, without paying attention to that, without paying attention to anything at all, you will, simply through your powerful attention to being, become the reality, the vast I, the unbound space of consciousness. Be still. Apart from this, the mind has no task to do or thought to think. There is a state where words cease and silence prevails. The state we call realization is simply being one's self, not knowing anything or becoming anything. Yet it is false to speak of realization. What is there to realize? The real is ever as it is. Realization consists of getting rid of the false idea that one is not realized. Realization is nothing to be gained anew. If realization were something to be gained hereafter, there would be an equal chance of it being lost. This cannot be liberation, which is eternal. There are no stages in realization, no degrees of liberation. There are only levels of reality. There are no levels of reality. There are only levels of experience for the individual. There are no stages in realization or degrees of liberation. There are no levels of reality. There are only levels of experience for the individual. The ever-present self needs no effort to be realized. Realization is already there. Illusion alone is to be removed. Self-realization is only a euphemism for elimination of ignorance. Call it by any name. God, self, the heart, the seat of consciousness. It is all the same. The point to be grasped is that the heart is the very core of one's being, the center without which there is nothing whatsoever. The spiritual heart is not an organ of the body. Truly speaking, pure consciousness is indivisible. It is without parts. It has no form and shape, no within and without. Pure consciousness, which is the heart, includes all, and nothing is outside or apart from it. So in this moment, I would invite you just to simply stop. Let even having a thought be too much effort. What is here when you simply stop? And we'll sit together for another 15 minutes in the silence. So one final quote from Ramana Maharshi before the bell sounds. There is neither creation nor destruction, neither destiny nor free will, neither path nor achievement. This is the final truth. There is neither creation nor destruction, neither destiny nor free will, neither path nor achievement. This is the final truth.